Hi everyone, welcome to week 3 of your Advanced Computers 1 course. Now that we have covered the chapter 1 that was all about the Office suite in general, we're going to move to chapter 1 that's the Introduction to Word. So this is another chapter 1, this is the Introduction to Word, and this is going to be all about this particular application. So that's what we're going to focus on for the remainder of the time in this course, is the Word application itself. Now, one thing I do want to point out to you, if you've had any concerns or questions as you've been going through the assignments, keep in mind that you're going to be doing all the hands-on activities as you go through these assignments. This is the way that you learn about the actual applications, is to do those hands-on activities. The only thing you're going to be turning in is the end of the chapter thing. So make sure when you look at your assignment that you're looking at that. You know, what am I completing versus what am I turning in? Because you're not turning in everything that you're completing. It's not really very easy to turn in some of those hands-on assignments because they're building off of each other. So you're just turning in the end of the chapter things that are indicated. So if you're not sure about that, please make sure that you reach out to me. So moving on, let's go ahead and take a look at what we are going to be looking at in this first week of the Introduction to Word. We're only going to go up through slide 23. And so the first thing we're going to start looking at is how to begin a document, how to actually open up and work through a document, and how to customize Word, how to make things more, improve their readability, how to make things easier to read, different ways to view the document and things like that. The rest of the objectives we're going to be covering next week. So these are the main ones that we're going to be covering this week. So when we talk about word processing software, this is what we're going to be using to prepare just different types of documents. Probably things you're familiar with, resumes, obviously, papers for school, that type of thing. And then these are just some others. A newsletter, there's an invoice here, there's a partnership agreement here, there's a flyer. So there's tons of different things that you can do with a word processing application. So the first thing you're going to be learning about is how to actually open up a blank document, how to find documents you've already opened and used, and how to find templates. Templates are a great way to get started on a project without having to build it from scratch. And then they can be a great help. Then once you actually open the document, you're going to take a look at the different toolbars and what those are for, etc. And so this particular screenshot is just showing you where everything is. So when you hear the words or when you see the terminology, you'll know what they're talking about. So you can tell at the very top, this is your little quick access toolbar. Depending on your version of Word and how you set it up, you may have more or less things in the quick access toolbar. One of the things that I always like to have up there is save. I like to have sending it through an email. That's something I do a lot, so that's something that I put up there. Some people like to have print as part of that quick access. So you can adjust that to make it look the way you want it so that you have the things that you want in that quick access toolbar. Not to say that you can't get to those things from the ribbon, but it just makes things a little bit easier if you have it in the quick access toolbar. You have your zoom slider down here. The different ways to view your document are down here. So if you look at your document and you're like, something doesn't look right, maybe it doesn't look the way you're used to seeing, go to down here. This might be why. Try clicking one of those other options to see if you can get it to look like you like. So then we're just going to kind of, move on and look at, how to actually build your document. Different things as far as spacing, tabbing, things like that. How to save your document, how to open a document that you've already saved, how to look at things like typographical and grammatical errors. This is a very important tool. If you are not sure, anytime you see red or blue underlines, that's a problem, okay? So make sure that you're reviewing how to do that. what's right and what's wrong, so that when you turn your document in, it makes sense. One thing that I always tell students to do is to read it out loud. Yes, this is going to give you a lot of the information, with the blue and the red underlines, but read it out loud. Does it make sense? That's another great tool. So again, there's a lot of things you're going to learn about how to insert and add headers and footers, how to insert symbols, how to adjust your margins, how to change the document view, and how to change those zoom settings. So all of those things are topics that you're going to be looking at this week. As you're going through the material, if you have any problems or questions, please make sure that you reach out to me, and have a great week.